Hi William, I've just got I'm just doing a bit of a live stream for my maintenance today, so I've got my laptop set up down here so I can see the comments, but I'm going to just be doing bits and bats in the fish room. If you could just let us know in the chat section that you're getting sound and what the video quality is like, that'd be awesome. I'm just doing maintenance today. I'm going to check out some bits in my fish room. I've had a bulb explode as well on the terrarium, so this heat lamp, I'm going to have to get a new one because it's not working anymore, so that's what I'm doing today. Pop out and get one of them. Hopefully you guys can hear me alright as well. Cheers William, thanks for letting us know. I was just trying to get a way to zoom out as well on the thing because it looks really zoomed in. I might have to just move it back a little bit. Try and get a better shot for you guys, but hopefully can you hear the sound echoing back on my laptop? That's another thing, because I've just got it so I can hear as well. Looks a little bit delayed, but I'm not sure. Yes, I'm just going to be doing a few things in my fish room. I need to do some water changes. I'm just going to check on all the fry. I've just done my brine shrimp, so clean some brine shrimp, some of these guys. I need to clear out my brine shrimp hatcher because that looks disgusting now. So this is my second live stream. I run live the other evening, talking to some of you guys about my indoor tanks. I'd had a few beers to be honest as well, so it went reasonably well over live for 2 hours. But we'll do some of these tanks anyway. It's a bit of a laid back one today. If you've got any questions for me, you can ask in the comment section. I'll try and pick up some of your questions. But for now, I just thought I'd go live while we're in the fish room and let you guys have something to watch, I guess, on a Saturday if you're around. I know a lot of the American guys won't be on. It's a little bit early in the morning for them guys, I think. About 7 o'clock, maybe 7 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. I tend to do my maintenance on a weekend, Saturdays and Sundays. So that's what we're going to look at today. Just make sure all the air pumps are going alright and check on most of the fish. But I'm just going to leave the camera static probably on this live stream just to get on with some of the jobs I've got to do. And then I'm going to be popping out down to the fish store. I need to get a new terrarium light for the Exo Tetra because I've got turtles in here and they need the heat light. They're going to be on for 12 hours a day, but this one's, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but this one, the filament's it's gone, so I need to get a new one. So I'll probably pop out and grab one of them as well. So I've got no lights on the terrarium today. Because that was the only source of light, because it just creates so much algae once the heat lights are on. If you put any sort of aquarium light on there as well, then it just algaes up real bad. So I just have the one light on there. So I'm going to get some water changes done. I'll be siphoning some water out of some of these tanks, and then I've got a pump as well just to return the water back. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to be putting a video up this week, guys. I've got a lot to do, but pandas or something. I've been wanting to do a review on some lights I've actually got from up. I usually empty the tanks out the old school way with a siphon. And this is the Pistogramma agassizii. Oh no, sorry, the Pistogramma cockatoides tank. This is my breeding pair. I actually got a trio of these guys, but I split them up and I've made 2 pairs basically out of these. So these are my projects at the moment. There's loads of triassic tanks. They just need a good gravel back out really. So I'm going to be doing that. The water's still really good actually. I've not got any sort of issues with ammonia or nitrite or anything like that, nitrates. I just like to give them fresh water, especially with it's been quite hot for the last couple of days, and then we've just had a couple of days of rain, so this is like the perfect time to do the water changes and get these guys spawning again. So I'll be doing like 50% water changes on pretty much all the tanks. Maybe not the ram, I'll do 20% on the ram fry tank. Yeah, like I said, I just take it out the old school way. It just seems a little bit faster. I'm not scared of lifting buckets for the job I've got, so just get them outside and can usually do most of my tanks in a couple of minutes. Just thought I'd show you guys what I do on a Saturday when I'm not making videos or working. I do maintenance in the fish room. Like we all do. Keep the tanks clean and nice. Keep your fish happy. It's crazy how much, I mean I do feed real heavy in my tanks, but it's crazy how much detritus you get over like a week. These tanks here, the main breeding tanks and the fry tanks, I change these every week, but they just build up so much rubbish and junk on the bottom of them. It's insane. But I hope you're all well anyway on this fine Saturday morning. I'm not sure if you guys might have lost me there for a second. You might have lost me there for a second, guys. My internet's been a bit in and out for the last couple of days. Hopefully it's not too bad. If you guys got any comments as well, chuck them down in the comment section. I'm looking, I've got my laptop set just underneath my tripod there, so I can see any comments that are coming up. If you just bear with me. Might be a little bit glitchy in the fish room. I'm actually, I've just ordered a Wi-Fi booster, so that's going to be plugged into my fish room. So I'll be getting better Wi-Fi in outside as well. I'm going to try and get that set for Wednesday when I'm on Jeff Cullen's live stream. If you guys want to check out that, it's an awesome channel over there, Jeff Cullen's live streams. He does them every Wednesday night at 8:30 UK time. There's a few good guys on there. I keep dropping signal, but I'm not sure if my laptop's going slow on my phone, I'm not sure, but I've got my phone set up on my tripod at the moment. If there's any issues with the sound or video quality, guys, just drop a comment for me and I'll just try and sort it out. Every time we get a full bucket, just launch it out and then Hi Homer, a little bit quiet, yeah. I'm just away from my phone a slight tad while I'm just trying to get these jobs done in there in the fish room, but I'll try and be a bit I'll try and be a bit louder, and I've got quite a quiet voice anyway, but I'll try and speak a little louder. It'll be when I'm turned away, and obviously it'll be noise cancelling from the pump up there. We've got the good brine shrimp here. Turn the lights on, you might be able to see me a little better actually. Got the brine shrimp going. So once I've changed the water out, I always feed after I've done the water changes. Probably won't do the rainbow tank. I'll just give them a test there just to make sure it was good. I just use these test strips from Amazon. If anything shows up on the test strips, then I use my API master test kit just to make sure there's no like bad stuff in the water, or I tested temperatures as well, so. Yeah, so if we're good on the test strips like that, then I'll just leave it. Probably leave that tank. The bigger tanks don't usually need changing. But if I showed up on the test strips, I would use the API master test kit then as well, just to make sure that there's no nasties in the water or anything like that. You gotta be careful when you do the Oscar tank. These guys like to bite your fingers when you're trying to test the water and stuff. So yeah, the 2 big tanks are good. So I'll probably leave them today. So I'm just wondering if you guys are enjoying the live streams. I've only done 2. I did one the other night. I think some of you might have been in. But yeah, this is only my second one. Second proper one. My signal dropped off a few times. I had to restart it and stuff. Loads of you guys are my loyal subscribers. Managed to come back onto the new one. But the first one actually started off with 100 and I think I had like 190 people watching at one point. All throughout the whole live stream, but I really enjoyed doing it. I had a couple of beers, as you do on a. It was my weekend. I finished my job because I'm self-employed. I finished my job on Thursday, so I had Friday off. So I took full advantage of that and had a couple of cold snacks. And one thing led to another. Next minute, I was doing a live stream until like midnight. So it was great. I really enjoyed it. Another thing I do as well, I use window lean to clean all my glass and stuff. I will say, if you're going to use this, use it at your own consequence, because this stuff's poisonous to fish, but you don't want this going in the top of the tanks. I usually put it on the cloth first, and then I'll just wipe all the glass this way on the outside, and then I use magic sponges, you know, like the little white, I can't remember what they call them now, the little white sponges. I'll go and get some of them and I'll show you, just to do the inside of the glass as well. So you don't have to do this, but I'm a bit OCD and I like to keep the tanks real clean, so watermarks and things. Although on my last live stream on Thursday night there were watermarks everywhere because I've been water changing and stuff and doing some maintenance, but I had a few sherbets at that time and I didn't want to clean off the watermarks because I just wasn't in the mood. I was in the mood for partying a little bit, so I went on doing any videos yesterday and I didn't watch anyone yesterday because I was feeling slightly tender and miserable for myself. I ended up getting a takeaway and sitting and watching other things, but this is why I always scrape on the cloth as well, because I've got tanks underneath. If I start blasting the glass, there's a good chance it could go back down that way and into the tank below, so I always do the cloth and then clean the glass off like this. I just didn't want someone thinking, oh look, Dave uses window lean, I can get some and spraying it all over the place, and then they end up killing the tank and then it's my fault, sort of thing. But I'm just doing this stream as well because I don't think I'm going to get a video up this weekend. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But stay tuned, I might be able to get one done tomorrow. I've got a few little jobs to do today in and around the house. I like to keep myself busy. I'll do a video this weekend. It's because I bought some new fish at the fish store, so you'll probably see that as well. Especially with saltwater. I don't actually have I know it's Amazon, but I've heard tales that the ones on Amazon aren't that great. But let us know what sort of stuff you use in the comments, and I'll try and look. I'll do a bit of research on that myself. Because I've been looking into reverse osmosis water, if that's what you mean. Hopefully you're all doing it great, and I'm just going to jump in the house 1 second, guys. I need to get some of them white sponges that are on about, and I can show you the packaging as well. But it's really good for doing the algae in the tanks. I used to use like a razor scraper, but sometimes you can get a bit close to the silicone on the edge, and also if it hits any fish or anything like that, it's going to like damage them and stuff. So I've started using the magic sponges. They're a little bit more expensive, but I do use a combination of both most of the time. I don't actually have any in the fish room at the moment, but I'll go and grab some because I do have some in the house. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Right guys, I'm back. Yeah, so these are the ones that I use. They're just Amazon generic 10 pack. A lot of the writing's in Chinese because that's Amazon. So Dr. Jia, you get like 10 of these in here. Magic cleaning sponges, and they are awesome. There's no chemicals or anything in, they're not scented or out like that. And I've opened it really stupidly like this, so I can't actually get any out now. But they're just like the little white magic sponges. But these are awesome for doing the inside of the glass. There's no sort of risk of catching your silicone or anything like that. I just sort of go over them and they clean off really well. And someone mentioned about getting some a label maker. I can't remember who it was now. I always write on my tanks in permanent marker, but this gets the permanent marker off really well. So hopefully it's not too boring for you guys watching me clean my tanks, but I just thought I'd get a live stream going. Like I say, I've got my laptop set up underneath, so if you want to say out to me, you can leave a comment in the comment section below, and I can read it just on my laptop there. I've got my phone on the stream, but I should be able to see what you're writing to me, and I'll try and get back to you as quick as possible. It's not coming up as fast as you guys are writing. There's a bit of a delay on it by the looks of things, but I'll try and keep in. Hi Red Laser. Hi Dave. Cheers Red Laser, thanks for coming in. Why not a normal sponge? Yeah, that's a good point. Normal sponges work, but these are like the Tesla of sponges. They're really good. I don't know, I saw these on Aquarium Co-op actually. Corey McElroy uses them. And I know I was bang on about Corey McElroy, but it's really good. I love Aquarium Co-op, it's an awesome channel. And he was just mentioning about these one day, and I bought a packet about a year ago, and they're really good for cleaning glass, inside and out. I've done it the wrong way around today. I've actually done I've done it outside the glass first, and I usually do the inside because you're bound to drip some water on the outside doing this. I could do it being about 3 inches taller as well to reach the top tanks here. I'm not the tallest of guys. Man, my pet hate in this fish room, and I've never said it before, but I've got duckweed everywhere, and it's so annoying because it just sticks to everything. It's horrendous. It's really good for getting off, you know, the green spot algae, these sponges. I know I'm banging on about a sponge a little bit, but when you've got algae on your glass, a couple of goes over it, you don't need the razor blade, it just comes straight off. It's brilliant. This is the worst tank for the green spot algae, and I've just shown you that sponge there, and it was absolutely gleaming white. But this is how good it gets the green spot algae off, like that. I mean, that's absolutely caked. If you use the normal sponge, it won't come off as easy. It does come off, but just nowhere near as easy. So I just use that. I use them. That's what I use. Just seems to be. If something works and I use it, I don't follow the normal aquarium guidelines of these fish go with these fish, and obviously big fish don't go with little fish, but I don't follow the usual we need to do this and that. It's like my rams here, I've got these guys in like discus temperature. It's absolutely boiling in that tank. I've got a ghost knife fishing here with a mini musk turtle. I'm not even sure if that's a thing, but they're not attacking each other, they're not causing each other any grief. They've been living together for about 2 weeks now. Obviously when the ghost knife's like 8-9 inch long, I'll remove him, because obviously he's got the mouth in to eat the turtle and we don't want that. But for now they're doing alright. I need to do a scape on this tank. If you guys have got any ideas for this tank, that would be great, just to get your input for that. The tank's, I think it's 1 metre or something like that, 1 metre by 600. I think this is about 300 tall maybe, I'm not sure. The millimetres that is. But yeah, it's going pretty good in here. Hello Marie, nice to see you in my live stream again. I just thought I'd do a random one today. It's going to be maintenance in the fish room. It might be a little bit quiet when I'm over there because I don't have a mic on it. I just have my lights and my tripod set up, so I'm not as wavy today as I was with the couple of beers and trying to hold my phone the other night. Were quite amusing actually, but it's not the best way to do live streams. So yeah, if you guys are enjoying these lives as well, if you let me know, that'd be awesome, because it's new to me. I usually do the videos and I'll record a video and then put them up on a weekend. I did the live stream. I got sort of pushed into it a little bit by a load of people that wanted to watch them. I am a bit delayed on the comment section. I've got the laptop just set up underneath my tripod there, but I can see him and I will keep going back to him and doing a little bit in the fish room, and I'll get back to any questions. I'm probably about 2 minutes delay on the laptop to the phone. I think yeah, can you guys just let me know if it's still streaming? I'm having a bit of lag issues, I think, on the Wi-Fi. But cheers, Richard, for coming on. Awesome. Sound is cutting out a little bit. Cheers, Marie. Lost signal yet. It should be back now, I think. Slow connection. This won't be a moment. Can you guys hear me again? Are we good? Hopefully we're back on. Back now. Cheers, Marie. Thank you. It's just I'm having some troubles with my internet at the minute. I think the builders down the road have cut the cable and like reconnected it semi good. I'm just waiting on a Wi-Fi booster, so I'm going to put Wi-Fi in the fish room, and then we're just going to have like, I've got the top broadband anyway for downloading videos, but obviously in the fish room I'm quite away from the house where the router is, and the signal can break free a little bit, so I'll try and sort that out quick. Booster will be great, yeah. I've actually got one, but I've lost the box to it at the old house and I can't remember how to set it up, so I'm so bad with technology, it's unbelievable. Literally I'm horrendous with technology. So we'll get back to this anyway. Yeah, like we're saying, I'm not sure if it's coming through loud and clear or not. So what I usually do is, so I can mechanically siphon through this. I use this to do manual water changes as well. But I can attach my water pump to this pipe like that, and then I can siphon out. I don't know if I'm repeating myself or not or what. You guys just keep it going in the comment section, that'll be awesome. I'm going to do a couple more tanks and I'll get back chatting to you. I'm just going to try moving the camera slightly, and hopefully that'll give me a better Wi-Fi connection, because it is a little bit laggy. Cheers, yeah, I'm back again. I keep going in and out. Hopefully you guys can hear me better now. I'm just gonna have a look at this Wi-Fi booster while you're on the thing, so I'll leave you with Ghost and Phantom. Ghost and Phantom's just there's some Malawi cichlers in here. Please don't care me on the comments for having South American fish with African fish. I do know they're not supposed to live together, but these guys have lived together since they were this big, and they're fine. So I'll be back in a moment. Right, I am back. So I've got this Wi-Fi booster, it's a Netgear one, and I need to put this in my fish room somewhere. If any of you guys know how to connect this to my router, I've tried using that WPS button on the side, and obviously I can't connect to an Ethernet cable because I'm absolutely miles away from my router. But I've tried a few times to get this to work outside, and I don't know if it's, I'm not even sure if it's too far for my router to even pick up. I could just do with like having, maybe, I don't know, a socket up here or something with it on. Give me like massive, loads better Wi-Fi. But yeah. So I just want to say thanks to everyone who was in the chat. So we've got Marie from Pure and Shrimpo, Homer, Richard Perry, thanks for coming in, Craig's Catfish, nice one to see you again, Elfish, nice to see you. Who else have we got? Master Aquatics, nice to see you in the chat. And also William, thanks for popping in, see us. Yeah, Elfish. I always call you Elfish. It's Dave, isn't it? Yeah, I always forget my own name at this point. God, it's, I can see this being another a long live stream, right, to be honest. Yeah, it's very difficult because can see you guys on the comment section, but like I said, I think it's a little delayed. On my phone it's really good, it comes up straight away, but I'm using my main camera and my lights and things to talk through, so I'm looking at the wrong side of the screen, if you know what I mean. I'm looking at the back of the phone. But yeah, I might just try and set this up quickly now on the stream. So if I'm away from the camera a little bit, I will be back on the stream. You guys chat amongst yourselves. If you want to ask me any questions, I'll keep flying back on the laptop. I don't, you're looking at me like my middle of my jumper. But it is what it is, isn't it? Right, I'm just behind the camera now, but I'm just trying to figure out this Netflix thing so you guys can get a better experience on the live stream. I should have sorted this out earlier, but to be honest, I didn't know I was going to do a live stream until the minute I turned my live stream on. So we've got the power going. The only way I can figure out to set this up in construction terms is to run an absolutely massive Ethernet cable from my house to the shed. I'm not too good with this wireless stuff, but I'll have a go. If I can remember rightly, you press the WPS button on here and the router at the same time. But that might be total garbage as well. I'm not 100% if I'm doing it right. So let's try and get some good Wi-Fi going for you guys. Like I say, I'm on the top broadband that you can buy. That hence why it reaches even this far. I could carry all the tanks into the house. Yeah, just give me about half an hour and I'll be with you. I'll stick them all at the dining room table. The thing is, Marie, I don't think Haley enjoys the tanks in the house anymore. She's actually replaced my tanks with cats now, so I might have a bit of leniency with how many tanks I'm allowed in the house. Right, we've got green lights on the Wi-Fi router thing, not router, booster. So I don't know whether to leave it for this one, because I think it might chuck me out. Actually, I'll try and do it on the laptop and then we might be able to connect then. She's actually replaced my tanks with cat now, so I might have a bit of leniency with yeah, green light's always a good sign. Right, we've got green lights on the Wi-Fi. That booster. So I don't know what to leave for this for me, because I think it might shoot me out. So I'll try and do it on the laptop. I was looking into getting some peppermint plecos at one point. I need to get some of them still. I think I should try and breed them. They're really nice. Fish room actually looks really good on the live stream. Just trying to. You saw the peppermints, Marie? Yeah, they're great. I love the snowball one too. Something about the dots. I'm sure it just really gets my. I think the black fish in general, like black mollies, the dark night rams, any sort of black fish like that, they just catch my eye when I'm looking at them. I don't know if it's something to do with like the real heavy green plants in the background, but they look really nice. So I was saying earlier about this, my Exoterra, what's this called? Is it a paludarium or terrarium? I'm not sure. I think it's a paludarium. I think terrarium is the one with dirt in. But my bulb's just gone My heat light for my turtles has gone today, so I'm gonna have to pop down and try and grab one of these from somewhere. If you guys know anywhere in England where I can get one of these, it's an Exoterra Swamp Glow 50 UVA UVB light thing. I'm gonna have to try and pick one of them up today because I usually leave it on. The turtle in there, the Minimus turtle, needs to have at least 12 hours of UVB light. And obviously there's no UVB light on now, and I can't put aquarium lights on there because it doesn't have the UVB light range or whatever it's called. But I usually have it just on this light here, and it shines down to. I've been trying to grow this. I can't remember what you call it now. The Paphos plant, just in there as well. But I've got like wood where the Minimus turtle can climb out to get it to bask on. So I need to get a light for that today at some point. I don't fancy leaving that just off. So I'm going to try and pick one of them up at some point. All the other fish are doing great. I just need to get some water in these tanks now. My panda cories have not been spawning. I think they're still a little bit young. I've just got spawning mops, just a homemade wine bottle cork with some boiled. I get the acrylic yarn and just boil it to get all the colours out of it. But these have not been spawning for me. I thought they might have done with the rain, but I think they're still a little young yet. I bred these ones in here, to be fair, and I sold the parents, and I kept about 10 just to restart the colony again. And I've also got one in my blue rainbow tank just here, my grout. These guys are probably a little bit young still. They're about an inch long now, but these are going to be up for sale soon. I'm going to do some more praycocks because praycocks are real easy to breed. And they're pretty much the main money maker for my fish room when I breed out the praycocks. I mean, the last ones I did about, I think I got 300 of them, sold them. And I can't remember what I bought. I think I bought this actually, I bought that out of the money that I made from my praycocks rainbows and some other things, heaters and filters and stuff. So whatever money my fish room makes, I put it straight back in and buy something else. So at the minute I'm just doing, I've got there's about 100 baby fry in there for better fry. I'll try and get them on camera in a little while. And I've got the blue rainbows. I'm not sure if the blue rainbows and the turquoise are the same or if they're totally different, but I've got the blue rainbows in here. There's about, I'd say there's probably 90 in there. And then I've probably got about 50 German blue rams fry in that tank. And then I've got 3 different types of Apistogrammas parents that are breeding. These guys are absolutely stunning, these super reds. I'll try and show you a few at tanks once I've filled them all back up and made them all look pretty again. Well, pretty for a fish room. All my tanks are made for breeding in here. There's not really any scapes going on. Apart from that tank with the Paphos and the wood, it's got a basic scape and I just sort of set it up and then got the turtles, and then this one's got a few plants in, Java ferns, Windeloff, Rotala rotundifolia, and I've got some Simon's 53B, some Vallisneria and bits and bats. Duckweed everywhere. The whole room's got duckweed. If you ever need duckweed and you're in the UK, text me or send me a message and you can have a bucket a week if you want, because I've got absolutely loads of it. Got my shrimp tank here with my cherries in. I've recently set this up just to dedicate for cherry shrimp. I've got cherry shrimp in all my tanks, everywhere. Even in the ghost knife fish doesn't eat the cherry shrimp, which is really strange. This tank I've just set up last week. It's just a cool water one. Well, I say cool water, it's 27 degrees air temperature in here, so I'm pretty sure this tank. I use this thermometer if anyone wants to know. I do have glass thermometers as well. I've got one on the wall to tell me the air temperature. But I use these kind, the meat type. So you say the air temperature is 25, whatever, 25.8, but the door's wide open. And obviously up here, the temperature's a lot more. So if I just pop it in there. So air temperature in here is are around 28. And this tank's got exactly 28 degrees C, or 82.2 Fahrenheit in that tank. And that's heated. And then the shrimp tank is 73 Fahrenheit or 23 degrees Celsius, and that's just with the door wide open. And then when I do my rams, this is what I was saying about getting the temperature up. So this is my ram fry. Let's give it a minute to settle down. It's 29 degrees Celsius in my ram tank and 84 degrees Fahrenheit in my ram fry, and also I do my betters like that as well. So the betters are 83 Fahrenheit, 83.3 and 28 degrees Celsius. So these two, the rams and the betters, are real high temperature tanks. The rainbows, I've got them at 27 degrees Celsius, which is about 80, I think, isn't it? 81 Fahrenheit. So I keep them tanks quite warm. Any fish, any tanks that I've got frying, the temperature's really high up. These are pistos, I've got them at 26, 27. That's for the super red. And then the cockatoides triple red, or whatever they are, I've got them at 25. They're a little bit cooler water, but 25 is quite low for me. I usually have them about 26 and above. Anything up there is good. My Oscar tank is roughly, I think that's 27 degrees too. I have that quite warm. Yeah, Oscar's at 27.1 Celsius. So my fish room in general is quite warm. I know most of the fish are tropical. I don't go by where they come from. You know, like, you're supposed to keep pistos cooler than whatever, and South American fish and African fish are cooler. I always find if you just keep the temperatures to what you see in your own mind as is going well for you. Obviously nitrite and nitrate are bad in every tank. Ammonia is bad in every tank. Unless you're doing like plant escapes, these sort of tanks, nitrate I don't really want. It slows down the growth of the fry. Any sort of biological stuff like that slows the growth down. The easiest way to bring up fish, in my opinion, is to have a totally bare tank and just bomb it with food and water change twice a week. That grows them really quickly. You don't want any sort of substrate in there or anything like that. I do have substrate because I just like having substrate. It does slow down the process slightly, but I'm willing to wait and have something that's going to hold biological bacteria for me. And also my water in West Yorkshire is really soft and low pH. So every tank in here has got coral bone in it. So like this stuff. I do use a bit of aragonite sand as well, so I put coral bone like that in all my tanks. There's quite a lot in each tank, and that buffers up the hardness and also brings up the pH slightly. I do use a little bit of bicarbonate soda in some tanks. So like if I'm doing live bearers, mollies, guppies, anything like that, rainbow fish, I'll just give it a touch of bicarb and then chuck a load of aragonite in there, or crushed coral as well. I'll just try and catch up on these comments. Hey Dougie, thanks for dropping in on us, saying another great video, thank you for that. We've got Craig's catfish. You can actually hear my laptop in the background, can't you? I've turned the sound off. Yeah, I've just turned the sound off, Marie. It was the laptop. I had the sound on the laptop, I didn't realise. I've just knocked that off now there. So you should be no echo now. I know that was probably annoying as hell. I didn't actually realise then. But yeah, like I was saying, the water in West Yorkshire is really soft, so it comes out of my tap. I mean, if you guys will let me know what you guys are running with, because in Yorkshire, I live in the valleys of Yorkshire, and all the way around me is just big hills of peat moss moorland. So all our water that comes into Huddersfield reservoirs that feed our water, our drinking water, comes down from the peat moss, which obviously makes it very acidic, the water, and it goes into the reservoirs that feed our tap water. And then it gets treated by Yorkshire Water, and they add all their stuff to it, and then obviously I pump it into the tanks. So my tanks are really low on any sort of minerals. It's nearly RO water, to be honest. We don't get any sort of real strong hardness or chloramines or all like that. There's chlorine in the water, obviously, and I use API. I'm not sponsored, by the way. I'll just show you what I use. I use API Aqua Essentials to do my water changes, or I'll gas off a bucket of water if I'm doing like my cherry shrimp. I know you don't have to do that, but I just put in a bucket of water, I'll fill it up, and I'll just drop an air stone in it with a heater, and then I use that water then to change out the water in my cherry shrimp tank, which I've only had going a week, so I've only done it once, but I try not to use any chemicals in there if I can help it. When I'm spawning my cories, I do collect some rainwater, but that's via a bucket outside in my garden, and just let the water fill it up over time. And then I'll just wait till it rains, and I just chuck the whole rainwater. I'll nearly do a 100% water change on them, leave a little bit so they're not like in oxygen, and then I'll pump the rainwater into the cory tank, and that usually gets them spawning pretty sharpish. And I also do that sometimes with my betters as well. Betters like rainwater. Well, all the fish room likes rainwater. It's just me. I'm not able to get enough to do like 26 tanks all the time when I need to do water changes. But if I could have my own way, I'd do the whole thing on rainwater and adjust that accordingly then to do water changes on the tanks. I'm just trying to think what else we can talk about. The fish room's not finished. I still haven't done the ceiling, so I need to board it. I'm using OSB3 construction board on the ceiling, and the walls are done the same. The walls are actually insulated with expanding foam, so it's double skinned, and then I've drilled holes in it, used expanding foam. It's all painted in black, and I've used Duxback paint, which is like an acrylic paint for outdoor use, and it dries with like a latex finish on it. So I need to finish the construction of it, is the top part of the ceiling back here. I've just built this shelf as well at the back. I don't know if you can hear me alright, but I've got a small linear piston air pump that I bought from a local aquarium shop, and that's running all this side of the room, this tank and this one. And then I've got another small pump which I bought from Amazon. It's a 4 outlet one that runs my fry system, and the big 6-foot tank just there with the Ghost and Phantom, my mascot fish. These were a present, my Ghost and Phantom, from my children for Father's Day, and they're doing awesome. I never have any problems with the Oscars. They're absolutely massive. I'd say Ghost is about 12 inch, 30 centimeters long by about maybe 4 inch tall, and is really bulky as well. So I feed them guys on cockles, prawns, lancefish. I try and feed them first, so I'll put in the lancefish right next to them. Ghost and Phantom will just take them straight away, and then I use a plant-based algae pellet for the Malawi cichlids, and they do get a treat sometimes. So I'll throw in like the cichlid gold. I'm not sponsored by Hikari by any means, but I use the cichlid gold, which is a protein pellet for carnivorous fish, so meat-eating fish. So Ghost and Phantom being carnivorous, and the Malawis are more vegetable matter. So I try and keep a good balance. I've had them fish in there for 2 years nearly, and they never fight with each other. The Malawis are worse than the... I always got told that the Oscar fish were really aggressive, but the Oscars in general just swim around. It's the Malawis between each other, they're really bickery. And I've just cut down, because I work on building sites, a piece of waste pipe that's like 4 inch pipe to a piece that's this long, and that's giving them little territories to go and hide in, so that keeps them away from each other a little bit. But they do really well. As far as this side of the room, I've got mixed guppies in here, my cherry shrimp tank, Panda corridors, there's about 12 in there. Pistogramma agassizii super reds. This one's my German blue rams, but there's just the male in there at the moment. The female I took out because he's got really big. And I've got some Pistogramma cockatoides or cockatoo. I know their birth names. A male and a female breeding pair in there, and they're doing really well. I've got the Ramfry, the cockatoides breeding pair in there. I've got Lemur Perugia breeding tank thing there. This one was the ghost knife fish, so I've got an empty tank, so it's likely I'm going to buy some more fish this weekend. I've got the ghost knife and mini musk turtle in that one. The blue rainbow fish in there. I've got the betta fry in that tank. Pistogramma agassizii breeding pair in that one. My 2 fry hatchery trays, I've got nothing at the moment. I tried hatching out some Apisto eggs in methylene blue. It didn't work. I'm not sure if it was unfertile or something else. Jesus Christ. The Malawis then were just splashing water everywhere. I think they're hungry, so I'll have to get them fed today. And these 2 breeding boxes, this is a Fluval, again not sponsored by anyone. Fluval 1 litre breeding box. This is really good if you want to hatch out stuff like Cory eggs in there. I don't know if you guys can see that too well. I'll try and move you around a little. Just here. Yeah, so I've got the 1 litre Fluval breeding box. They come with like a little lid on. I always put a bit of foam sponge behind the grate, that's the outflow, so it pumps water up here through air. You'll notice that my air's off at the moment, it's just because the water level's too low in that tank. This is my messy side of the fish room, by the way, the stuff where I store everything, and there's food and window cleaner and whatever, Biomax up there, and root tabs and whatever. And then I've got the 2 litre breeder box here as well, and I use these for like Cory eggs, so I'll fill it up to about here, put some meth glue in, let them hatch out, and then just pour the meth glue away, and then I'll start pumping the warm water into there and just let them come up a little bit, and then I usually put them in these containers to grow up a little bit before they go into a tank. But yeah, they're doing alright. I'll just have a look on the comments, see if there's out for me. Yeah. Yeah, that's that's my messy side in the fish room. So I've got Marie were just commenting all my junk down here. I'll try to explain what's down here. This is just an old drawer thing. There's a fly that's come in. God's sake, I hate flies in here. So a junk drawer with my meth blue, my what's it called now? My bubbler for. I use this for like pleco eggs. Tumbler, that's what it's called. Egg tumbler. It's a generic Amazon thing. So you just stick it inside the tank, it keeps temperature and airline onto it. I modified it a little bit with an air stern. I just found it with better flow. I've got some API stuff in there, test kits, food, salt from a brine shrimp hatcher, some cichlid gold, some electrical tape because you always need that. There's a box there that's for my lights in my escape tank I need to do a review on. Hate flies in here. I know they dry. I think it's the water or something. The water and the food smell. I don't know. But the minute I leave the door open, I can't work in here with the door shut because it just gets so humid. Like the humidity goes to like 3,000,000%, and then it's like 20 degrees. Sorry, about 30 degrees. And then just up here is all my stuff. So I've got some pistos in there. These are my hatch out for the eggs, and then this has got the betta fry in. Yeah, the cat food's in the house. Luckily, I don't have any of that stuff in here. And then up top there, we've got a Fluval filter, which is actually underneath my. Ooh, I'm doing a Marie then with the crazy tripod. So I've got the Fluval filter. I've got some more food up there. The glass cleaner, all my scissors and my own things up there. Then on the side, just here, I've got all my siphon tubes. I can get a better view. You can see the ceiling's not finished. That's what I ran about before. I just need to do them the last couple of boards. In general, it's pretty done. Drunk tripod, yeah. 100%. I have the cabinet at the back as well. This were in when I moved into property, and I usually keep all my food in this because it's like a locked box and thing. You know, like I don't want any like field mice getting in, because we've got fields all around. So I usually put all my stuff in there, but as you can see, I've just filled it with loads of rubbish. So I've got electrical stuff in here. My brine shrimp. These are the brine shrimp eggs I use. If anyone wants to know, the Aqua Dip ones. I actually use their fertilizer and also their what's it called? Water dechlorinate is really good as well. Aqua Dip. I just use them. Brine shrimp eggs. And then I've just behind the camera here, I've got 2 brine shrimp hatches. I use this one with a Haiger micro heater to keep the temperature high, because I keep the temperature about 28 degrees. I use the Haiger mini heater, and that keeps the temperature really well in the brine shrimp hatcher. So I'll just try and scan around a little more. But it's hard to do, Marie, on these tripods. We've got the cupboard down the bottom here, just underneath my. I still don't know what that is. I think it's called. I know it's an Exo Terra. You can't actually buy this tank anymore, not this size. You can buy the smaller one. I'm not going to show too much of my tanks inside my tank today, because I'm doing a live stream on Jeff Pelham's channel on Wednesday evening at 8:30 UK time, and I'm going to show most of my tanks then. So I don't want to show too much of my actual breeding things going on. But I just wanted to show you around my fish room and do a little live stream for Saturday. So yeah, this is the big tank. I'll actually see my turtle, so I'll get him out for you. He's really cool. So this is my mini musk turtle. Hopefully you can see it alright on camera. It's hiding in his little shell. I wanted to call him Elon, as in Elon Musk. Do you get it? Yeah, he's doing really good. He's cute. So I'll pop him back in his little house before he runs away. So that's my musk turtle. I'll try and get you a shot on the ghost knife at some point. Maybe not today, it might be on Jeff Pelham's live stream on Wednesday. But I'll try and get you a closer view of him. And I'm going to try and pump some water back into the fish room now, guys. So if you guys want to keep chatting for a little while, and I'm just going to fill all my tanks up. The way I do this is I've got an electric pump, I've got an outside tap, and I've got a cold and a hot outside tap, which I actually installed not so long ago when we first moved into the house, because I needed hot and cold. I am going to be running some water into the fish room at some point. I'm going to try and get a little sink under this little area here. I'll try and spin around to show you. So I've got a little, sorry about this, guys. I've got a little area just here under my aquarium towel, which is always screwed on here. This is definitely the messy side with all the cables and things. But I'm going to try and under here, I've got a radiator there as well, and also a fan here just for the winter. I'm going to try and put like a little sink in the corner and run some water in here with maybe a mixer tap of some description. Bring water into the fish room, so I have to go outside then to get the water. Because when I pump it in, I'll show you my electric pump in a moment. I have 2 taps, and then I get the temperature right on the mixer, and then I'll start pumping the water in. But I usually just put in, God, this fly's driving me insane, a bit of this API Essentials, Aqua Essentials. I'll just pop this in each of the tanks a little bit. So just go around them all like this. I'll do these 4 first, and then I don't like to leave it in the water too long without the chlorinated water in. So I'll fill up these 4, and then I'll get some more Aqua Essentials, and I'll put a bit in each, and I'll just fill the rest up. So I'll show you my pump I use. So I just have this Amazon generic pump. I've got it on, this is a 10 meter rubber hose. It actually came with a lighter pump. It's a Home Vic brand one, and it does 1500 litres per hour of what I'm not sure, it probably does about 500 litres per hour. I've wired it to this plug because it had a 2-prong on it, European. So I've put a 240 volt plug on it. I've got it on a tapper plug which I can control on my phone. So I've got an app on my phone which is there that you're on. And then this, I can click this on and off while I'm sort of filling. Or I'll just walk around with a jug basically. Fill one tank, put the hose in the jug, do the next, put the hose in the jug. And that's how I do the tanks. So I'll get this set up and I'll just drop this into my bucket, plonk it in my bucket. That fills up with water and it's pumping at the same time, so it never actually gets full. And it's just constantly filling up the tanks then. So I'll go and set this up and I'll start filling up the tanks. So, back again. I've actually got it just running now, so I just put my thumb over it. And then the water just comes out like this. Because these are already dechlorinated now, I can just pump chlorine water back into the tanks. And this is just how I fill them up. It's a lot easier than carting buckets around. I think the original kit, come with the pipe and a smaller pump. I think the pump was might have been 500 litres per hour. But if you're just doing like a couple of tanks, this is the best way. And sometimes if I don't need to do the siphon, I just drop the pump in this side and then I put this hose. I've made like a drain pipe outside that goes through my deck into a drain, and I just use that to siphon the water out of the fish room. So I just drop the pump in the tank, get it to where I need it to be, and I'll drop the pump in the next tank and the next one. And that's a real easy way of bringing it out of the fish room as well. Today there was some detritus and stuff on the bottom that I wanted to get rid of, so I just used the manual way. 9 times out of 10 I will use the manual way to get the water out of the fish room. It's just a little bit cleaner with the siphon. I can sandbag it a bit, and that's how quick it fills up one of these tanks. That one's done, move on to the next one, and I'll just continue around the fish room then. Yeah, it's a pretty simple way of doing it, and it just saves me time, especially when there's so many tanks. I mean, there's like, at the top there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 15 tanks in here, and then I've got loads in the house as well. I think I've got about 26 or something, including the fried tubs and stuff. There's like 26 maybe, so it takes a little while to get through them all. I just find this is the easiest way, and what I'll do is once I put the water in, I use these test strips just here. These are King British ones, and they'll test for chlorine, chloramine, any nasty stuff in the water. I'll check the hardness, and if I need to adjust the water in any way, then I'll just adjust that a little bit. But this is just straight tap water coming in now. Might be a bit more difficult doing it sort of one-handed, because I've just got the tap running, because obviously you guys are on the live. I'll just keep this on constantly until I've done all the tanks. So these two are filled now. Just put my finger over the end of it. Just keep going around like this. Just keep going. And eventually I'll just have every tank. I've got this water a little bit cooler. It's probably about maybe 20 degrees. And that just brings on spawning activity for most of the fish, especially when it's been rainy. The humidity's dropped, the air pressure has dropped a little bit now. So the fish are in that sort of trigger mode. With it being summertime, it's really high pressure usually when it's summer. But if you just do your water change slightly colder than your tanks, then that can trigger spawning quite easily. I'm hoping that this water change will trigger on these Episters. It did last week. I did the same thing last week, and when I came in by Monday morning, all the Episters had spawned. It was the first time spawning for all the pairs. So the eggs, they either wasn't fertilised or maybe something I did were wrong. I've started putting Indian almond leaves in the tanks to try and drop the pH slightly. I know I'm at like 6.5, 6.2 now, but I'm just going to try and do the Indian almond leaf thing and try and drop the pH slightly, and hopefully that'll bring on some spawning action as well. It fills up the tank so quickly, like it's just like having a garden hose running. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but just run this for a little while and it just brings them up pretty fast. The only ones it's really slow on is the big tanks. I'm thinking about getting a bigger one, but then you have the problem if you've got the bigger pump, it can knock the substrate around and just makes your tank look real messy, which I don't mind. Like that one's gone a bit dusty now because it's blasted the sand around a little bit. I do have in each one, I've got a big stern, and what I usually do is direct the flow of water to the stern, and that just stops the sand going all over the place. I mean that's like a 50% water change in like what 3-4 minutes maybe. They're done, finger over end into my rams, and then I'm going to have to do this a bit one-handed here because I need to put some dechlorinator in the tanks above, ready for these guys getting a water change. I don't mind putting a bit too much, and everyone else overdoses with dechlorinator. I'm not, that's just a common thing. I don't do a shrimp tank like that. I'm just going to top these off, put a bit of my rainbow too. I can't reach. We'll go on the top, but then I'll have to pop a bit in there as well. This is the problems you have when you're on a live, you see. Now I know when people are doing the live streams, I know why they struggle, because you've got to try and do 10 things at once, and we rely so much on having the phone to do things. But so I've done the rainbow tank. I need to take quite a bit of water out of my Oscar tank. I do change the water in that twice a week because they are super messy, and the food that they're eating, the lancefish and things, just makes that tank so bad. Like it just makes it really mucky, and they're disgusting fish really. Them ones are. They have like a Sunday dinner every week in that tank and just poo all over it. So I need to change that quite regular. Otherwise, you see the nitrates rising really quick, and because there's Oscars and Malawis, I can't have any plants in there because they just chew them all up. But yeah, it's just one of them things. This is what you have to do. I just wanted to do a bit of maintenance on a live today. Hopefully you guys are still watching, by the way, because I haven't had a look to see if anyone's watching now if I'm talking to myself. But we'll do these up here, and I'll have a look back on comments and see what you guys are chatting about. So these are the Episters, the Agassiz eyes, and I just like to, when I'm doing my water change as well, I just like to check on the health of the tank, just check the plants out, see if there's any bits and bats going wrong. So this has got an Amazon sword in here, and I can see that snails have taken little holes out of the leaf, so chances are that Amazon sword's not getting enough nutrients, which is a very common problem with Amazon swords. The best way I've found to keep them is use root tabs and just put tons of root tabs underneath it. That's showing me that tank's not pulling enough nutrients for that plant, so it needs some root tabs putting in there. And also just check the health of the fish, make sure there's no adverse conditions going on, white spot or any sort of check the gills, make sure the gills are sort of red and swollen or anything like that. Make sure there's no diseases going on, or they're getting too skinny or anything like that. It's also a good time to check your equipment as well, because you're in your tank once a week. See, this one's got sand in it, it'll get a bit dusty, this one, the Rams tank. It's a good time to check, make sure your heaters are running, make sure your sponge filters are nice and clean and they're still pulling water through. The way I usually do my sponge filters is while I'm siphoning the water out into a bucket, I'll just squeeze them in the bucket that's got tank water in. Just frees up all the little holes in there, because eventually they get clogged, and the air coming up out of there can't pull any detritus into your sponge. So I know a lot of you guys know this who's in the stream, but for any new fish keepers or out like that, then it's good knowledge to have. I've just noticed I've got like cherry shrimp literally everywhere. Because I've just set up my cherry shrimp tank. I'm new to shrimp, to be honest, guys. I think I got 10 cherry shrimp, and then now I've got like 10 cherry shrimp in every single tank I own. I don't know how that happened. I just sort of like caught a few out here and there and put them in somewhere else, and I've managed to have loads of cherry shrimp now. They breed like crazy, especially in the warmer temperatures. And cherry shrimp, I think they can go from like 22 degrees Celsius or something crazy like that. But in my tanks that are like nearly 30 degrees, they're breeding like absolutely, I don't know why, but they just breed like crazy. Because it's a really quick way of just getting the tanks filled up. This is a lifesaver if you've got a fish room, really. If you're doing a lot of tanks. Some people like to be more personal when they're doing the fish rooms, and they like to use the siphons and fill it up with jugs and stuff, but if you can't be arsed carrying jugs around and stuff everywhere, this is good. We're getting there now. And then we have to do the one hand trick again to get some more dechlorinator in these tanks back here. Because if I remember rightly, we missed the shrimp tank, we're doing the guppy one. So we have to one hand the API into there. We'll get some more. Top this up a little. We don't really need it, but I think I put a bit in my rainbow tank, but we'll go for double shots this week, just in case I didn't put any in and you guys notice, and then I'll get slammed. I don't mind putting too much water dechlorinator in my tanks at all. I don't think you can overdose with it, to be honest. I've never overdosed. I mean, I'm just pouring it in like it's vodka shots. Do you know what I mean? It's never affected any of my tanks. Put a bit in the better fry tank. Top them up a little too. Now I'll just have to switch around, guys, because I do use the pump in the Oscars tank. Because there's just too much water volume in there. I think there's like 500 litres in that tank, something crazy. If you try to siphon that out of a bucket, you'd be at it all day. Because I think, what's that, a 10 litre bucket? You need to be pumping it out, really, that. I'll do a 50% water change on them, guys, because I do have some driftwood and stuff in there, Indian almond leaves, just to do the pH a little. But it does look very tea coloured at the moment, and I prefer it to be more clear, that tank. Obviously the Malawis don't like the low pH. Well, these ones do, because I bred them, so they've only ever been in that Yorkshire water, basically. Like I say, this is a little bit cool. See how we get on with this stuff. Has anyone else noticed that the water dechlorinator absolutely stinks of sulphur? I'm sure that's like the active chemical in water dechlorinator, but it just really smells strong of sulphur. Marie's still here, red lasers here. I'm not sure who else is here yet. I'll have to jump back on the comments and have a look, but like I say, it's a pretty laid back stream, this one, guys. Just give you guys something to watch, give you somewhere to talk about fish, and hopefully you're enjoying the live stream. Gives me something to do as well. We're just going to come in and do you know, my general mate. This is what I do every weekend, so I'm just going to do the the stream and just do it on my own, but I thought I might as well bring you guys along and you can have a look what I'm up to. So this is where the hard part comes, because I've got to run outside now with the hose and turn the taps off really quick before I flood all my garden. But yeah, I'll do this one last, and then I'll have to drain out the Oscar tank then. Because that one does take a while, even with a pump, to be honest. So I'll be back in a second, guys. I'll get this water turned off, and then we'll start pumping the water out of the Oscar tank. Right, I'm back, guys. Hello, Jeff. Nice to see you. I'm just doing a random stream, doing my maintenance today, Jeff. And I've just been doing some water changes and things and juggling my hose thing about a little. I'm going to do my Oscar tank now. Let's see if I can get this going. What's the quality like, guys? Is it pretty good? Yeah, I've seen it. We've been up and up. Yeah. That's what I could hear every day when they were running. I'm not sure. I'll have to have a look in a minute. I don't know. Strange one. It goes a bit McDonald's Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'm trying my best, Ree. Like I say, I need to get this booter thing going. Usually, I think if I move it to here, it's slightly better than if it's over there. So what I'll do is I'll switch where power from. I didn't want my phone to go out like it did the other night on the live stream. So I've actually just plugged it in there, but hopefully that's better. If you can confirm. I don't know what's going on here with my chats. So, I'll just check on the McDonald's. Yeah, I see exactly what you're saying. Hi Haley, yeah, she just popped out because there's overflow for our boiler is currently dripping all over the house, and I'm not sure why. I'll try and show you a shot of that if I can. She just come outside concerned. Everyone's saying hello. So you can see the cats in the windows here, and up there, can't zoom in. Oh yeah, there you go. My overflow for my the boiler in the loft is currently dripping all over the top of our conservatory, and I've got no idea why. So say hello to the cats, you guys. We've actually found out that Poppy, this cat here, is actually not Poppy, it's a boy cat. So we've now called him, I'm not sure. So we've got a girl cat just here, which is Bo, and then the girl cat, boy cat here, which is Haley's singing. Hello, everyone's saying hello. She's singing and cleaning today. We won't interrupt her because she's on a mission. She's on a mission today to do the house. So I made a trade-off, and the trade-off was I'll do the tanks in the house if I don't have to clean, and it worked out pretty well. Yeah, Marisa, we thought we had two girl cats. So it was Poppy and Bo. Now it's Gus and Bo. So one's called Gus after Sweet Tooth. I don't know if any of you guys watched that on Netflix. So Gus the reindeer off Sweet Tooth is now in our house. I'm not sure if I'm very much delayed on the live stream now, but it's going pretty well, I think. We've got 7 people watching, 7 likes, we're matching, that's great. It's nice to see you, Jeff. You just woke up. Yeah, I thought it'd be a little early for you, this live stream where you've been in the US. I thought it could have been about sort of 8, 9 a.m. I'm not sure what time we're on now, but when I started, so I'm going to try and set up this pump to the Oscar tank. Oh no, I'll have to let Haley know, Marie, about that. This is the first time we've had cats, so obviously where we lived before, we lived in apartments. So we had like no garden space in his old property, and we come to realise I wanted a fish room. We did have like off-road parking and stuff as old place, but we didn't have much room for fish tanks. So we decided that we wanted a house again, because we did have a house before, and when we came here it was much better. So we've got the fish tanks full now. It's a shame we can't zoom out a little more on the live streams. Mine was late for breakfast. Oh, she's back now. That's great news, Marie. Thank you. Yeah, it's getting there. We've only lived here for around 6 months. Haley's still yet putting a touch on it, and I've managed to build this fish room pretty much in 6 months. It was an old rubbish shed, and it was really bad. It was in disrepair pretty much, but we've managed to get it something like now. Haley's still putting a touch on things. So now I've done my water changes anyway on the fish room. I just did my brine shrimp just before I did my water changes. I clean the brine shrimp out. I use the Zist brine shrimp hatch that you've all seen before, and I use the Zist strain. This is actually a new one. When I did the last video, I said I need a new one. They're quite difficult to find. I actually got this one off eBay. I think off Amazon. Oops, now it's broken. I need a new one. They're about £11 British, so they're really good. So I just siphon the brine shrimp through this. I think it's like 0.5 micron or something crazy like that. Siphon brine shrimp through this, and then I wash it down with my turkey baster with tank water. So I rinse it all out, get salt water out, and then I put it back into tank water. And I just use these Aldi tomato and mascarpone tubs, because these are great recycled tubs. And I just use a pipette. I always call them pipette. So now I've done all my water changes, I'll just feed all my tanks. Brine shrimp, every tank gets this. especially the little ones, the rams down here. They'll get two. Anything that's breeding, so the pistos will get this double shot. They love it, absolutely love it. Give it to the panda cories, anything in here. The shrimp even get a little bit. So I'll just go around all the tanks and feed all the tanks some nice hatch brine shrimp, and then I'll set off the hatchery again. I do it over 24 hours, so I have it at 27 degrees like I was saying before. I use the mini Haiger heater just to keep the temperature really high in the brine shrimp hatch. That way I get a 24-hour hatch. Seems like we've lost air on this side for some reason, so I'll investigate that in a moment. Sometimes when I drop the water, it knocks off the air on this bank of tanks for some reason. So I'll have a look. Probably might have been a hose that's blown off somewhere maybe, or something like that. It's unusual that that's off. So I'll just check, make sure we don't have any problems. So the problem is I've unplugged the air pump. That was clever, Dave. So you might hear some buzzing in the background. So I've unplugged the air pump slightly there. For a little moment. That was just for my water pump. So I'll have to figure out another way to do that. I'll catch up on the comments a little. Love feeding baby brine, Jeff says. Yeah, it's absolutely great. It's a good food for any fish, I think. It does get them breeding fast as well, Jeff. I do agree. Any tank that gets brine shrimp in my fish room just seems to breed really good. There's something definitely going on with the laptop because it says I started the stream 5 minutes ago, and then when I look at the phone it's like 91 minutes ago. So thanks for all popping in and saying hello. Nice to see some new names in the live stream as well. Anyone that's my subscribers, if you pop over to Jeff Pelham's Aquatics, he's got some awesome live streams. I'll be doing a live stream with him on Wednesday evening at 8:30 PM UK time, and I'll be doing a bit of a walk around my fish room. If you've noticed already on this live stream, I haven't been showing you inside my tank so much or any of my projects. That's because I'm doing a live stream with Jeff on Wednesday evening, like I say, 8:30 PM. And I don't want to show too much off of my tanks because obviously I'm doing a tour on his channel, and I'd rather you guys popped over there to Jeff's channel and checked out my breeding projects and things on that live stream. I don't want to spoil it for Jeff's live stream on Wednesday, so I won't be showing you too much of my tanks today. It was more just to check in with you guys, have a little chat, answer some questions, bit of a Q&A type of thing. And if you do want to see any of my breeding projects or any of the fish that I'm keeping in this fish room, like I say, Jeff Pelham Aquatics is in the chat at the moment. If you click on his YouTube channel, there will be a live stream going on at 8:30 PM UK time. So if you need to work that out for any subscribers that are in the US, I'm not sure what time that is, Jeff. If you can pop that up on the comment section, that would be great. But yeah, I don't want to show too much off right now. Obviously with the live stream coming up on Jeff's channel, I'd rather show what's going on in my tanks then. I'm going to be getting some new fish by the looks of things because I do have an empty tank just here. And I'm off to the fish shop because, like I was saying earlier, this Exoterra bulb packed in on me today, and I need it for my Minimus turtle. It's got to have UVB light on it, so I'll be picking one of these up today. And because it's in a fish shop and I'm just obsessed with fish keeping, as you can see, I'll end up having some new fish coming back to the fish room for this tank, and also getting something to go in with my shrimp that I might try and breed as well. I've been looking at Galaxy Rasboras. I really love the look of that fish, so I might do some Galaxy Rasboras at some point. And there's also the Danios as well. I've never done Danios, I've never done the Galaxy Rasboras. There's another small cool water fish as well that I forgot the name of that I really like. Might have got some of them as well. So like I say, if you want to see inside all the tanks and check out what breeding projects I've got going on, You already know the names to them, but if you want to see the fish that I've got, then jump over on that live stream on Wednesday evening. It should be awesome. Get loads of brine shrimp in these tanks because they absolutely love it. And I'd sort of feed this until it's. I've got like half a tub left. I'm going to put some in the house probably as well. But what I'll do is I'll feed a bit to the younger fish, and once they've eaten it all and it's all gone, the rainbow's just absolutely savage it. Once it's all gone, I'll give them another little bonus brine shrimp, and then they get that as well. Yeah, white clouds I'd love to have a go at. Rice fish as well. I've never tried rice fish. I'm pretty sure, Marie, I'm sure white rice fish, there we are, we're back. I had a bit of a glitch in the brain then for a second. I think we could probably do rice fish outdoors in the UK at the moment. I'm not 100%. I fancy doing, at the moment, as you all probably know, who are subscribed at least, a lot of my fish go to a wholesaler that's in Yorkshire that I sell to, that pays for everything really that I do in my fish room, barring the electric. Anything that I want on, if I need something coming up, then I can sell my fish to generate income to pay for my hobby, which is awesome, because I know a lot of you guys out there can't do that for numerous reasons. You don't have enough tanks, or there's no one that'll buy the fish. I have two shops and a wholesaler that are local to me that would probably take fish off me, but my main one's my wholesaler that I've got, and he's awesome, and he's been fish keeping for a long time. He's got a massive unit, he's got a shop, and he's just so knowledgeable. If I get stuck with anything, I can ask him, and it's really great. So I'll also be talking on Jeff's live stream about what food I use. Obviously you've just seen me using brine shrimp, but I do use other foods. A lot of dry foods I use as well. But again, I don't want to give too much away just now until I've got that live stream done with Jeff, because obviously that's where my live streaming started from, really, from going on. Jeff's just given me the confidence to do my own live streams, so I would rather do a really in-depth tour of my fish room on that live stream for Jeff. And I'm a man of my word, and I've promised that I'd do that. So, and I was going to do it the other evening on his live stream, and I think someone down the road cut through my internet cable with a digger. Basically, they were digging up the road, and my internet just dropped clean. It just went, and it was gone for 24 hours. So it was a real shame that I couldn't show my fish room then. But I've been in touch with Arnold and Jeff since, and they're going to dedicate a live stream for my fish room. So I'll show most of what's coming up and what we're doing here on that live stream, which is going to be, like Jeff says, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a good live stream, so make sure you tune into that one. Yeah, get some breeding done, Jeff. You've got an absolutely awesome fish room and loads of space. You can get a right business going in that place. It's a big old fish room over there. That's the only thing, the only difference I've noticed with the UK and American fish people in general. The UK, we don't have the space like the Americans do. You just seem to have massive houses with loads of room, whereas in the UK the space is a premium. To have any sort of room, it's very expensive. To have a lot of tanks going on. I mean, this is pretty good for the UK even, to have a room like this for size wise and stuff. Although I've been thinking about altering it slightly. I wouldn't mind bringing this shelf out a little more, turning these on end, because I think there's 6 along the top here, and these are all 20 gallon, I think, 20 gallon tanks. And then we've got that's a 40, I think. This is a 40 breeder. That's a 6 foot tank up there. That one's 3 foot or whatever it is. So I'm thinking if I could change the layout a little to move these around, I could get probably 10, 20 gallon tanks on there, and I could breed more fish, which would generate more profit, and I could get more tanks and things in here. I'm just trying to figure out a way of getting more fish into the fish room. But I need new species. I want to do, so that's what I was saying about the wholesalers that I use at the moment. So I started off doing the Corydoras for them, and what I do is I always ask them what they need, and that sort of ticks off what fish I want to breed. So I started off with live bearers. I was doing guppies, mollies and platters, the easy ones. I tried doing rams when I first started, and that didn't work out very well. But at the moment they want micro cichlids, so that's why I'm doing like the epistos and things, trying to get loads of micro cichlids for the shop. But it also ticks off the boxes for me, because I'm a collect them all type of guy. I want to do every fish species, all the different types. Like I was thinking in the future, I want to try some shellies out. I've never done, I mean I did the Malawi cichlids a while back. They were quite easy to do. I won't mind doing the shellies, and I want to get some bigger cichlids as well. So that sort of tempted me to make these tanks instead of lots of small as well. I don't really know. I might do a few bigger, deeper tanks to do some bigger cichlids too. I'd like to try that. Yeah, red laser. Honestly, this thing, I don't know if I have the box for it anywhere, because I've literally just picked up. I did have one before. I'll just see if I can find the box for there. Yeah, red laser was just saying about getting a brine shrimp sieve. So I did have this one. This is my old Zist one. This is my new one. You can see this one's been absolutely battered. If you shine a light through it, see if you can do it with my torch a little. You can see that it's got holes have blown in it and things. I'm not sure if you can see it, or there's like holes blown in it now. So we're time for a new one. The box is just here, so I can show you which. Like I say, I'm not sponsored by Zist. I wish I were, but this is the one that I picked up, the Zist sieve, Zist Easy, and it comes with like these little hangers too. So if you were sort of stuck for space, it's got suction cups that go on there, and you can stick it to your tank, and you can siphon through then. So what I usually do is, that's the box again if you want to have a look, red laser. It's the FS1, 0.13 millimeter. So I think that's 0.5 micron, maybe, I'm not sure. But it's stainless steel mesh, and that's a good thing with the Zist one. I have had the cheaper ones before. The Zist one, because it's stainless steel mesh, it doesn't rust. It is starting to rust. This is after like 2 or 3 years. It's starting to get a little rusty, that old one, and obviously the holes are blown in it, 'cause I use it every single day. So I picked up a new one. The main thing that I'll say about the Zist one is, when you strain your brine shrimp through, whatever you do, do not just sort of stick it in a cupboard with the salt water still on it. I rinse this under fresh water under the tap for like, I don't know, a couple of minutes both sides, and flush all the mesh out. Because what happens is over time the eggs build up, they get stuck in the mesh a little bit, and it'll get sort of to the point where you're straining it and it'll start welling up with water. Another way I do it as well, when it's straining, I put like a jug underneath and I'll just rinse it round like that. I'll put it at like a slight angle, so there's always a clear bit of mesh and the brine shrimp will sit at an angle. This is the best one I've found, and I've tried probably 50 other cheaper like sieve things. This one was £11 British money, so check them out, try it out, it's up to you. Get one of them, buy a cheap one, and you'll see the difference straight away. Like, the difference is crazy better. I've got a bit of brine shrimp left in here. I'll just try to think if I can sort of show you on camera. I'll pop it on here, see if I can get it to fit on here. So what I'd usually do is make everything fall off first, because that's the way to do it. Can you guys see there on the live stream? No. So if I just pop you over here, just there. So what I do is, obviously I wouldn't use that tiny container for it being a big jug, so I siphon my brine shrimp into this. I'll turn the camera around in a minute and show you my brine shrimp hatcher. I've actually got it on the wall. There's a bit of brine shrimp left in there, but most of it's in this container here now. So I just get the sieve thing and I'll just literally pour it on an angle like that and try not to make it fall all over my fish room floor. So once it's in there like that, hopefully you can see my arms not in the way, I'll just like rinse it round, get all the salt water out. I never ever put salt water in my tanks, and then you'll end up with this. So that's the brine shrimp there in the container, and then I use a turkey baster like this, and I'll just get some tank water and then another container, clean one, and then I just use a turkey baster like this and I rinse it around so it's all welled up in the bottom and it's not in the gauze part of it. So like that, if you can see that. I just get a bit more tank water and I'll just flush the bottom of this out then, like that. Another go. And then that's cleaned baby brine then. I know there's no salt water in it. Lost my tub now. This is what happens on live streams, it drives you crazy. So that's clean brine shrimp. Just got a clean tub again. I know that's cleaned out with tank water, so there's only tank water going back in my tanks. The brine shrimp will live in that for half a day in the tank water. I just use the pipette then. Just give it a bit of a squirt around. I basically do it exactly the same as Dean Tweedle does, master breeder Dean. And you just get your brine shrimp, it's all clean tank water, and you'll just see they're all in there swimming around, and then just feed to the fish. There you go. And that's how I do brine shrimp. If you did want to see my hatcher, I'll try to spin around. This is my setup that I use just here. So I've built a little shelf here. I made it at work when I was supposed to be working, and I put that on there. And then my brine shrimp hatcher is just above. So I've got my light, which is just a clip-on cheap one. And my this brine shrimp hatcher's there. And then to siphon it out, I just stop the air, turn the tap on, that siphons into my jug. I do have the Haiger little heater there as well, that I just pop into the top of this. Obviously that's got nothing in it at the moment. I need to do that because I've just done them, and it just clips on. So through the handle, I made this wooden board. I could just hang my this brine shrimp hatcher just like that. And that's how I do my brine shrimp. Oh yeah, this is the garden at the back. So I've got the decking and AstroTurf and all that stuff, the kids swing set thing there. And that's where we sit out, barbecue, my canopy thing with the furniture and stuff. I'm currently insulating the door still, so that's a bit rough, but yeah, that's the back of the house too. So I hope you enjoyed that brine shrimp hatcher 101. That's how I do it. If interested. I'll just try and catch one of the comments, guys, while I'm here. Awesome system from Res Laser. Lovely patio, Jeff says. Thank you very much. Dixon's design, red, Jeff. Nice to see you there, Dixon's. Nice to see everyone in, to be honest. Really, really nice. Craig's catfish, they're pretty. I think that were regarding the white clouds, maybe. But thanks a lot, guys, for all popping in anyway. It's been awesome. Sorry, Mr. Brine Shrimp was catching a man. Yeah, fair enough. Is that what you guys want to know about? Then just drop a comment down and I'll try and answer as fast as I can. Like I say, I've got my laptop set up in here. but it's a little bit laggy on this signal. I haven't got a pond. I want a pond, Marie. We'll have to negotiate with Haley about the pond though. 3G saying found about 100 blue paradise fish fry this morning. Nice work there, 3D. Nice one. Yeah, that's some nice going, that 100 paradise fish. It's a good start to a Saturday morning, that. Is the picture still coming through all right, guys, and the sound? $110 on the live stream now. 11 people in, 10 likes. Thank you very much. Thanks all you guys, Dixon's, Jeff, and everyone else that commented saying the audio and visual was good. Red Laser, thank you. Cheers, Marie. That's great stuff. So I'm just gonna have a look around at some of my tanks now and make sure everything's going all right, because I didn't expect the pump to be off there. It's a bit of a random one. Like I said, I need to get one of these lights as well from somewhere. What sort of pH are you guys running at your tap? That'd be nice to know. Like I said as well, anyone that's wanting these things, make sure you clean them out. I actually do it in my tank. Just run it through the water a few times, and if there's any brine shrimp left in there, it'll just go down to the fish that are inside. Just run it into some clean water, and then just to make sure that the mesh don't go rusty. But definitely don't leave the salt water in there. That's not a good thing at all. Just try and move the camera up a little. Yeah, I love the paradise fish. Are absolutely beautiful. I could do with doing some fish like that myself, to be honest. They're just generally can't find that exotic of a fish in the UK. Quite difficult to find, especially in my area. We do have a few good fish stores around here, but a lot of them are pretty basic standard fish. Hey, Homer, yeah, still streaming, and from down under, so I'm assuming you're in Australia. My sister actually lives there, over in Oz. She's lived there for about 14 years now. She's doing really good. I take it Raina is Homer, Jeff? Do Australia. Austria. So awesome to have you guys. Obviously, I know a lot of you guys from Jeff Pelham's live streams. But it's really nice to have you sort of pop over and check out my channel for a little bit as well. It's great. It really is. I'm gonna have to do a bit of a collab, I think, on a live stream and get. I'd love to get Jeff Pelham And Marie, I'd like to get you on there as well, and also Arnold, if you're all free one evening. I'd love to do a live stream with you guys from my fish room. That'd be great. I think we've solved the leaking pipe issue too. It looks like it could have been an overflow from my boiler in the loft there. They're all kind of a-holes, but we're all with the time. I love that, Dave. Yeah, definitely, Jeff. I'd like to do that. That'd be great. Yeah, Marie as well. You'd said you'd like to do that. That'd be great. I'd love to have you guys on one evening. We'll do it on I don't know, maybe a Monday, something like that. Monday, Thursday, Friday. As long as it doesn't clash with Jeff's, I'm not bothered. Any other day. That'd be great stuff. But yeah, thanks for coming on. It's been great. I'm just trying to think what to do next. What to talk about next. We're doing the cichlid tank, I think. I'm gonna have to spin the camera around so you guys can see that. We'll do a big water change on them, probably 50%. So I'll get that set up, let you guys have a little chat for a moment. Like I say as well, I have to get this Wi-Fi booster thing sorted out for my next stream because it's a bit sketchy, the internet in the fish room, and we've had a couple of dropouts, haven't we? And I'd rather it were just smooth sailing with good internet. So I've got the pump going on the Oscar tank now. And this tank's looking a little bit filthy to say the least, but we'll drop the tank down. I'm going to give it a bit of a vac out as well, I think, while we're at it. Just get rid of any old pellets and things from the bottom that have sunk down. So there might be some strange noises coming from the camera in a minute, but I'll try and get some of this detritus out of here. Notice the cichlid tank is so messy compared to the others. These guys just, I don't know. It's a lot more difficult to keep the cichlid tanks clean than the planted ones. So I've got the Oscar tanks here, losing water fast. Hopefully there's not too much. I'll have to knock the lights off, I think, because there's a bit of a reflection going on. How are we doing, Arnold? Nice to see you in. I'm just doing a bit of a random stream. Just thought I'd catch up with some of you guys. Just doing water changes basically and letting you guys have a chat. And cleaning out some tanks because they're looking a bit grim. So yeah, like I said before guys, is obviously South American fish and Malawi's in this tank together. I know it's not supposed to go together, but these fish have been in my water since they were born, so they've always been fine. It's actually the Malawi's that are the issue more than the Oscars are. The Malawi cichlids, they like to fight between themselves quite a bit, but the Oscars are really well behaved, to be honest. Got some floating stuff there that needs to be removed. Yeah, we're just having a bit of a clean out and water change day. It's more for you guys, just have a little chat as well and catch up with each other. You may hear the pumps a little bit on this tank because I do have I've got a big Eheim filter on this and a generic one as well, just pushing the water around. There's quite a bit of algae on this tank because of the lights at the back, you can probably see. But we're just having a clean up. Take this off. Got a splash guard on there. Hopefully you're all well. Nice to see you all still in. Thanks for keeping with me, guys. Like I said, I'm just having a bit of a clear out today, cleaning some tanks and stuff. I don't want to show, like I said before, I don't want to show too much of my tanks. I don't mind showing the Oscars off a little. Do the filters as well on this tank, I think. This is the one tank that's needs a good clean down, probably twice a week I do this one with the Oscars and the Malawi's. Because they're just so messy, and the fish food that I feed them, the lance fish and all that stuff, it creates quite a lot of biomaterial and things. So. Let's get some water in my bucket. I do leave the algae at the back, one just to keep the water quality somewhat like the algae will take the nitrates out of the water slightly. It doesn't look the best in this tank, but just sort of helps out a little. It's been a while since I've cleaned the glass down in this tank, so I have to stand on a stool because I'm not tall enough for this one. We're just going to give the glass a little clean as well over here. Just on the front, I don't clean the back. They do have a castle just there, and there's loads of detritus that needs to come out. You can see the old pellets and things. I need to try and get that out of the tank today as well. A lot of the water I just change out with the pump in this tank. It just takes so long because it's 6 foot long by I think 1.5 feet deep. It's a bit of a pain for trying to get it out manually. Now I've got most of it out. I'll just get all the bits out with the siphon now. Make sure there's nothing in the water that's not supposed to be there. Just move this piece of wood. You see there's lots of pellets that stay in the water. Try and get all that out, because that'll cause massive nitrate spikes if I leave it. My heater running quite loud, the water quite loud at the moment, guys. Try and siphon as much as I can out anyway. Like I say, it gets water changed twice a week. This tank's the particles will get picked up by the filters once I put the filters back in. I've cleaned the sponges. They'll get picked up by the filters, and then I'll clean out the filters again later on in the week. Hopefully it's streaming alright still, guys, and you can see pretty good. Just cleaning out the filters now, so I'll be back with you in a moment. They create a lot of mess, the Oscars. So I've got to do this quite regular. Make sure that the tank's doing alright. Arnold, it's a 6 foot tank, so it's 6 foot by a foot and a half by a foot back, I think. That's how big. It's quite a big tank. 6 foot long by a foot and a half tall by a foot back to the wall. It looks a lot smaller on the live there. I've just had a look. So the pumps I use, I've got a 200 litre per hour or 300 litre per hour generic Amazon pump, and then I use I've got an Eheim pickup 200 on there as well. And like I say, I water change this twice a week, just because of the fish that are in here. I've got a big air pump on it as well, and then I use the 6-inch or whatever drain pipes to use as hides. The Oscars aren't that bad. It's the Malawis. For some reason, the Malawis are quite aggressive towards each other. There's only 5 of them in there, I think. Yeah, there's 5 Malawis in there. but they're quite bossy with each other. The Oscars are absolutely fine though, they live together quite happily. Yeah, so I've got the I've actually got a canister filter ready to go. This is the canister up here. I've just got that small canister. It's a 106 Fluval, but I'm currently trying to figure out why it's got a leaking issue on it. I think it needs a new gasket, so I'm just running out the old filters that I've got at the moment. Arnold, the canister will be going on there pretty soon. I was thinking about putting an FX4 on it, to be honest, and sacking off this Fluval one. I got the Fluval filter, the 106 or whatever it is, 107. I got it free with my turtle tank. It's a little bit small, but I was gonna try and get an FX4. I might actually have a look at one today when I nip down to the fish store. I've got to pop down there later on today, so I might have a look how much one of these FX4s are and try and pick one up in the next couple of weeks. It just saved me so much time and hassle. I'd run carbon in there. It needs, inside the Eheim pickup, I've got active carbon and Fluval, what's it called now? Fluval Bioactive or something. I'll show you the boxes that I'm running in there. So I've got the Biomax stuff. I use the Biomax in the Eheim, and I've got Fluval carbon in there. So that keeps all the nasties at bay. And I've also got the other filter's got sponge filters in. And I've also got quite a big air pump pumping in there as well, just to keep the oxygen high. Because I did notice I had a smaller air stone in, the oxygen were really low in there, so I put a big pump on this now, so you'll see in a minute when I turn the filters on, there'll just be air absolutely blasting across tank. So I'll get it filled up again now, guys, and I'll be back with you on the chat in a moment. Probably hear some of the kids, there's some kids playing out the back. They're screaming and shouting a little bit, but they're not being too bad. Yeah, we're looking. Arnold's just said about getting a UV sterilizer as well. I will be doing, Arnold. I'm going to get an inline UV on an FX4 for this tank. Yeah, I'll get some water back in quickly and continue. So this water that I've got going back in is the correct temperature on a mixer, so I'll just pump back in now. I'll get some dechlorinator in there. So like I was saying before, I use the Aqua Essentials dechlorinator. I'll just mix up in the water now. And we'll fill that back up. I'll try and catch up on the comments as well, because I've been away from the camera a little while there. Hopefully you guys are having a good morning, evening, or whatever it is, wherever you are. So I'll try and catch up now and then see what everyone's on about. Yeah, so Arnold's just asking how I deal with the different food requirements. Because my Oscars are so big, I usually feed them lance, and when they've got a lancefish in their mouth, they won't actually go for anything else. So I'll feed the Oscars with lancefish, and then I usually feed the Malawis with some sort of Hikari pellet usually. I use the Cichlid Gold I use for the Oscars, and I try and feed the Malawis on the more vegetable mix. I can't remember what they call it now, I've forgotten. But I try and, it's difficult to, with the food requirements, but usually I target the Oscars first, because they will go for any food that's in the tank, and then if they've got a lancefish in their mouth, chances are they won't go for the pellets while the Malawis eat, so that's the way I tend to do it. The white Oscar's about, I'd say, roughly 18-inch, and not 18-inch, what I mean about. The white Oscar just here is roughly about 12-inch, and the pumps are just coming on now. And the smaller Oscar's about 10-inch long. The white one's about 4-inch tall. It's quite a bulky guy. But yeah, you can see you'll start seeing the pumps. They just blast water across the top there, and they'll take out the rest of the bits that are floating around. Yeah, feeding can be a bit difficult with mixed species. The Malawis are actually bred from my water, so there's no water difference, and the Oscars I got from a local fish shop as babies, so they've only ever known the lower pH that I run as well. So thank you, Dixon's. The Oscars are beautiful. I got both the Oscars as a Father's Day present off my children, and I had them in another tank actually, away from the Malawis. I had the Malawis in this tank, and obviously the children didn't know that they needed sort of different kinds of tanks, so I ended up with two massive Oscars. I kept the Oscars in a 40 breeder until they were about 6-inch long, and then I realised they needed much more space, so they ended up coming into this the 6-foot tank just where they are now, and they've stayed in here since. But yeah, it's if you put my hand up against the tank, I mean that Oscar there's probably about the length of my hand, and the other one's slightly bigger, and I ain't got the smallest of hands, as you can see. if I put them against the tank, it's, you know, even the Malawi's 4 inches probably. That one's probably about 5 inch. This one's probably about 5 inch. And then if we get Ghost to come over this side, Ghost is the white Oscar and Phantom's the black one. I had to name them because these guys are my pets, obviously. But Ghost is much larger than my hand. If you look, he's quite a big guy. And they're absolutely beautiful. They're really fun to have, these fish. Jeff just saying Malawi's in demand here. I'd say there was, Jeff. They were a bit of a, probably like the US had as well, where they were, the Malawi sort of boomed for quite a while, just because they're so beautiful, like the colours on them. The Malawis and the Haps as well, they did really well for a little while. But I think it's jumped more back to the more basic tropical fish. By that I mean the micro cichlids are more in demand now, I'd say, like the rams. And I think a lot of it's from videos on the internet as well, you know, Keeping Fish Simple and Aquarium Corp and stuff. They were promoting the black rams, really promoting them, breeding them and stuff. And since then they've just seemed to go up massively in sales with them. The Malawi cichlids, I can't actually sell any Malawis in where I live here. And I know wholesalers and shopkeepers, and I can't get rid of even the ones in these tanks here. I tried to get my wholesaler to take them for free, just so I had my Oscars in this tank, but they wouldn't take them, so I ended up keeping the Malawis. Hence why they're in this tank. It were a case of either I could euthanize them or try and sell them privately, which I know they won't sell. And I couldn't give them to the shop because the shops didn't want them, so I just took the moral decisions to, I don't want to see these fish die, so I decided to keep the fish, which I've done. Some people on my videos have said sort of nasty things and mean things about me mixing them together, which I agree with in some ways, but I'd much rather see them in this tank mixed together where they're absolutely fine with each other than see them go to either someone that doesn't know what they're doing with them, or they end up sort of killing them or whatever. And I can't let that happen, so I kept them in here with my Oscars. They're too big for my Oscars to eat, and there's no sort of like shredded fins. Like the Oscars haven't even tried to have a go at them. They've got places to hide. Like I say, I've got these, I made these just at work, like the drain pipe things. There were loads of drain pipes that were just going in the skip, so I made these. I just dropped these in the tank, and it just gives the Malawis a safe place to go. And these are just 6-inch drain pipe things, whatever they are, and I've cut them to about, I don't know, maybe 7-inch long, and I just pop these in the tank so they've got somewhere to hide away from the Oscars and from the other Malawis if they need to. You might see a few bits in the water, guys. That'll be all picked up by the filters. I've got a wave maker as well, if you're wondering what this black thing is just here, and that just pumps across the bottom just to stop any bits settling, you know, of the bottom. I'm just trying to sort the hose out, guys, because it's wanting to slide out for some reason, so I'm just trying to get it so it's not going to slide out and flood my fish room. I'll just try and trap it over here a second, and I'll jump back on the comments via. It's the only thing, because the pipe's so heavy when it's filled with water, sometimes it wants to try and escape. I'll jump back on the comments via. See, we're nearly at the top again now. The water's much clearer as well. It does have some tannins in the water. I do have some bogwood in there, but I've got active carbon running in there as well. I just missed that comment then. I had some really nice OBs and Frontera. Yeah, so the one just there, I think it's called a scraper mouth, but it's got the OB colours. Scraper mouth cichlid, I think it's called. If I could sell some even cheap, I would. Yeah, I get you, Jeff. I can give them away. I can't give them away either. Yeah, so it used to be quite a popular hobby having the cichlids. But for now, I don't see as much. There's not as much market for them, I'd say, as there used to be. Even like the Oscars, there's so many Oscars out there now. I mean, I was tempted to originally. I wanted to get sell my Malawis and get another pair of Oscars in this tank. So I have the two tigers, the white and the black, and I wanted to get two lemon Oscars, but obviously with the Malawis, there's no chance of that in this tank. I can't give them away either. So Jeff's just saying I can't give them away either. They are beautiful, keep in mind I'm not going to be out of my way to save fry. No, I get that, Jeff. They do spawn in here sometimes, but again, I don't go out my way to like collect the eggs and stuff like I used to do. I realised pretty fast after the first two spawns, I think it was that, they'd be impossible to sell even to the fish stores. They don't want them. They can get them so cheap from abroad, and then just trying to sell them as a private seller, you want sort of good money for them, but the shops don't want to pay what you're asking, which is a shame, because they are beautiful. And I've seen some really nice Malawi tanks. If you look at like Katie's cichlids, that Tanganyikan tank and stuff she's got on there, that is some of them fish in them tanks. She's got some haps as well, and they look absolutely beautiful. I think it's more of a thing in sort of Australia are keeping more cichlids in the UK and America, especially the Malawis, the African fish. It tends to be more like what I'm trying to breed at the minute, the rams, the pistos, crebensis. I mean, even crebensis are really hard to sell for me in the UK. Yeah, just saw a quick one there. 3G, we're just saying angels are another one. They're really hard, yeah. They sell like hotcakes in the shop, they do. That's a really good one to breed. If anyone wants to breed some fish, angel fish for some reason, I think it's just because of the unique shape and stuff. They seem to sell really well in the UK if you can get a good batch of them. But again, you need to be having sort of 250 of them, 300 angel fish, and they'll sell really well for you as well. But the African cichlids are just not there. I don't know why, because in the tropical fish world, the Malawis and also the haps and things, they're probably the prettiest out of the lot. They don't get too big. I know they're quite aggressive. You need to have a decent sized tank for them, but they really are some stunning fish out there with the colours, and they're really unique as well, because they've got that sort of, like the Oscars, they've got that really nice personality in the tank, but they're just a bit aggressive towards each other, which is a real shame. You might see the dark blue. I'll see if I can get him over here on camera. It's right over this side, but the dark blue is just coming up now behind the Oscars. He's like the alpha Malawi, and he's quite aggressive to all of them. He's the problem child of the tank. Yeah, so I'm just going to have a look at the comments. I'm done with the Oscar tank now, so let's check out what you guys are chatting about, and I'll spin it around. Sorry about the shaky camera. So back on the fish room again. Can't give them away. Jeff was saying they can't give the Malawis away. It's a little bit delayed on the old chat here on the laptop. I'll try and catch up a little. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. Like I say, it's a proper laid back one today. I just wanted to get a bit of a stream going for you guys to check out some of the fish room and I was just going to do some maintenance and have you guys come along. So hopefully it's been a decent stream for you. Like I said, if you want to see more of the fish that I keep in the fish room, I did say earlier on today, if you guys want on there, I'll be doing a live stream with Jeff Pelham on his channel on Wednesday evening, and I'll be showing all my tanks there. You'll get to see all the other fish that I'm breeding and other things that I'm doing in the fish room. So hopefully you guys will make it to that one. Yeah, thanks for popping in, Jeff. I'm probably going to cut this live stream anyway now, I think. Hopefully you've all had a bit of an experience or some sort of experience on my live stream today. So I'll leave you guys to it and hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for all popping in and saying hello on the live stream today. And I'll catch you next time. Peace out.